Hello, fellow Minecrafters. Gearsaw Studios here. Today I'm going to show you how to build a snowy secret base because, Christmas is right around the corner and you don't want your presents being stolen. However, before I begin, remember, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. So, with that, on to the tutorial. For the palette of this build, we are going to be using a lot of snowy biome blocks. So we're going to use all the variants of spruce, so spruce planks, logs, and their stripped variants. And to add in some more color, I've decided to add dark oak planks and dark oak stripped logs. Along with that, in order to get in, we're going to be using powder snow because the best way to hide something in a snowy area while also being kind of festive is powder snow, a problem some of you may have dealt with in real life. For the location of our base, we need to find, of course, a snowy area. The best spot for this would just be a snowy slopes biome, which is presented right here, but good options are ice spikes, the grove biome right here, just snowy biomes on flat terrain here, and if you really wanted to, you could even use the snow on the icebergs to hide it. So there's a lot of things you could do to hide this, but I'm going to go with just a simple patch in this biome. So what I recommend doing is making a small hole down, and it should be pretty easy because this biome's incredibly snowy. Then fill up about 3 blocks or 4 with powder snow, so that way you can fall through and get into the base. You might want to make it a little bit deeper because, of course, you might accidentally breach surface. So make it considerably deep. Now, I've made my hole quite deep, which means we can start excavating an area. But of course, this might be a little confusing on how it works. So you go down, and you might take a small amount of freezing damage, and that's just a defense mechanism, I'd say. Then you can put on leather boots, and then you can just climb up. So you can get in and out of your secret base pretty quick using powder snow. So, back down there, what you should do is you should just start excavating a pretty decent area. So, centered on this, possibly an 11 by 11 area. Now, with this area excavated out, start by decorating it. First, do a floor, which the rim should be dark oak planks, and then the inside should be spruce planks. Then, for your walls, just do any wall design you know of, because it's not too necessary to know any super good ones, because remember, no one's going to see this from the outside unless they have X-ray mod, which will probably get them banned if you're on the server. So, build a wall design, and I'm going to use my favorite one, which looks just about like this. So, if you're at a loss for ideas, use this wall design. Now we have floors, walls, and no ceiling, so you should probably do something about the ceiling. So first, you should probably excavate it, because currently a rock ceiling kind of needs to be replaced. So do some excavation, and you can do a lot of things. You could just make the floor design and replicate it up here. You could add support beams, or you could literally just have a solid roof. You could even have a snowy roof. So, just do whatever you want with the roof, but what I'm going to do is just replicate the floor design. So, we have a ceiling now, and it's a pretty empty room, so we should start decorating. First off, you should add some corner support beams to the powder snow in the middle, because it just looks a lot nicer with it. So, just add some logs here and there, and then you'll have a nicer looking powder snow chute, so that way you can get up and down using your leather boots. Along with that, an item frame might be necessary, because no one really wants to always wear leather boots and have to constantly take them off. So an item frame with your leather boots will be a nice handy thing, so that way you can get out. Then add all of the things you'll need to survive. So, after doing a small amount of wall reconstruction for the furnaces and placing down all of our essentials, the space is becoming more livable. But currently, we need something else, storage. And we don't want to completely ruin the walls up here. So what I recommend doing is going down and excavating another area for our storage room. It can also be our bedroom. Now, with our excavated area, I recommend just doing whatever you did up here, but since you're deeper down and not as close to the surface, you can use the spruce logs as support beams for your ceiling, because support beams are just an amazing way to add some of that good old detail to the ceiling. So, try using some spruce logs. Then, just do the wall design only on one side, but still have the stripped dark oak logs. Now, I've added the support beams to line up with the walls, which we can add lanterns to make it look a little better. So, this room's looking very nice, but there's something else we should add. Barrels, because barrels are objectively superior to chests. They're cheaper to make, they are less lag intensive, then thing is, you can place them on walls, and you can do different designs with them, so they don't always have to be front facing. Along with that, they're completely full blocks. And overall, I say barrels are better because you can just fit more of them without having to make structural changes. So replace all the walls with barrels, except this one, which will have a ladder. So down here, I'd say this room is almost complete, because although it does look good, we have this thing right here. Of course, we don't want to sacrifice the details up here, so we need to do something to make it look good still. And that is just making it a light source. So, possibly a shroom light or just any other full block light source will work well for this. Of course, you could even make it glass, cover it up. You could do a lot of things with this, but I decided I'd just go with the shroom light. Along with that, we need to place down a bed, and of course you could place it down there, but I decided I'd just put it up here. So, get your flower pot, get your favorite flower, and don't forget to get stairs. So, dark oak stairs, and I'm going to grab the lily of the valley, because of course every time I build something that involves a bed, of course it has to have a flower. So, we have a nice little bed here. So, we have a pretty handy secret base. You can hide it anywhere in a snow biome. You could even hide it in a frozen ocean. So, you can do a lot of things with this. Along with that, once you go down into it, you can quickly get into the base itself. So, it's relatively hidden. And, of course, it can be multi-layered, which means you can have a giant room for storage. Or you could even fit farms in here. And once you want to go out, equip your leather boots. And to demonstrate that this works, survival mode, and you can just swim up, because it works like scaffolding when you have leather boots on. So, overall, I'd say this is a very good build. So, with that, this wraps up the 10th day of Gearsaw. And that means it's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, remember, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. So, with that, take care. Gearsaw out.